Let's do some Iron Chad. We had some good Ironclad runs recently. We got a heart kill either in my last stream or the stream before that, which was pretty good considering how the Ironclad runs have been going prior to that. Going to against the Guardian. Whenever I see the Guardian, I always think that I would like to pick up something along the lines of a disarm. An upgraded disarm going into the Guardian fight is just free. There's a very greedy 4 elite path along the left-hand side. It's maybe doable. We could take 2 combats, 3 events into our first elite, and then go to this campfire. This is just our 3rd combat, so it's still going to be in the easy pool. Make a decision here whether we do the flaming elite. If we end up having to go right, though, it's 1 elite in Act 1. The only other alternative, though, is to go to the right here, and there are only 1 elite path, so we'll probably go for that one. And yeah, it's either 2 combats or 4 combats into our first elite. I really don't like taking this 4th fight into the elite. See what our options are here. A random rare card, a common relic, or transform 2 cards for 99 Spire bucks. We are not going into a shop along this path. Nor are we basically ever going to a shop since they're to the right there. So transform 2 for 99 gold could be okay. We could do a strike defend, split the difference. Alternatively, a common relic is always just kind of good. Not that it, you can end up with some dead common relics that don't play much of a part, but that's all right. Oh, thank you very much. 10 biddies. Thank you. Just solidifying that top spot on the leaderboard. Thank you very much for the well wishes. Hopefully it'll carry us through. We'll do the transform. Picked up a Seeing Red and a Demon form for strike and defend. Not sure how I feel about that. Honestly, the Demon form is so hard to get off in these early paths. It's typically a curse. Basically never playable in these floor fights. It could be great against the Guardian, though. That could be our win condition for the boss already. Seeing Red is also just kind of weird. Mostly comes down to the fact that you have to draw it. So it's one of your card draws to be able to play your other 4 cards. It just feels awkward. Maybe the Seeing Red allows us to get Demon form out sometimes. Hard maybe, though. Like, we could do it here, I guess. Yeah. That is foolish. I think we just end up taking more damage if we do that. We have an Ancient Potion, chance to feel no pain, Clothesline, and True Grit. Well, Feel No Pain works with Seeing Red already. I do love a Feel No Pain going into 4 elites because it guarantees the Sentries fight. I mean, it's just a non-factor then. And we do want it scaling into the later game. However, I fear that we already have the Demon form Seeing Red that are kind of dead cards already, so we're forced to take the Clothesline just for some damage. Right. Autopilot strikes again. 3 strikes. Hey. A chance at a pommel strike, Warcry, or a twin strike. We do want one of these 2. It's kind of a matter of which. The twin strike scales much better with the Demon form, and Demon form is going to be playable against the Lagavulin if we happen to go against the Lagavulin here. And we have the Ancient Potion for the Gremlin Knob. So let's do this. Okay. That was how much HP? I don't remember where we started. Something like 10 to 15 HP. I think it was more than 10, though. Or a gambling chip. Start of each combat, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. I'm still thinking about... I about the Lagavulin fight and being able to get Demon Form into turn on, or into play on turn 1. Hello to you as well. Welcome. Coming in at a good time. We're just starting our first run of the evening. I think my tea's still too hot. Yep, it is. 18 HP. Okay, well, I guess I was being optimistic. Thank you for the math, the quick maths. So Ancient Potion, again, is only really useful against the Gremlin Knob in this act entirely. It is pretty good. I think we're going to get rid of it, though. Ancient... Oh, yo! This happened the last time I streamed! So good. I'm going to do this again, though. It's here! So good. Alright, try sentries. What you got? So we only have one defend. I think we're gonna dig hard. Yes. I'm almost certain this fight goes poorly for us if we don't get Demon Form into play. We do not have like any block. We have hardly any cards in the deck, so getting through these dazed cards is going to be a real struggle. Thinking pretty hard about that Feel No Pain that we passed up on, unlike floor 2 or 1. Ooh. Maybe a mistake. Oh my god. Alright, good run. Let's run it back, because that was not at all satisfying. I mean, I guess the correct play was to take the Feel No Pain, but with having... I think it was on floor 1 that we were offered the Feel No Pain. With having both Seeing Red and Demon Form in the deck already, we had to take the Clothesline. I don't feel bad about the take there. Okay, we're going against a slime boss. We cannot snipe an elite. We'll just take the HP and be on our way. Do have a nice 3 elite path along the left-hand side and an early shop as well. They are through 4 combats. So this campfire may end up being a rest depending on the cards that we pick up. But we do have a shop potentially to help deal with that. Yeah, we'd still be in that run if we took the Feel No Pain, but, you know, you can't possibly know that's going to be correct at the time. Plus, we were going against the Guardian. Like, if we were going against Slime Boss, something to that effect, I like the Feel No Pain a lot better. But it was pretty garbage there. Speaking of pretty garbage there, chance at a Clash, Wild Strike, and an Armaments. We could take the Wild Strike here just for some front-loaded damage. It's okay against the Slime Boss if we happen to pick up, like, an Evolve in particular is great. The big downside with Wild Strike that I really don't like is where the wound ends up. And this is the same with Reckless Charge as well on the Ironclad. So shuffle a wound into your draw pile. so you're yet to draw it. So no matter what, it's gonna reduce your card draws by 1 on a future turn. That said, it is quite a lot of damage if you happen to get it upgraded. 17 for 1 energy is it's no joke. So we'll take it, but I don't really like taking it usually. Ouch. Pretty good there, though. Sure. Yeah, Wild Strike seems pretty good so far. Okay, so this is actually a really interesting take. Combust, Flex, and Fire Breathing. Fire Breathing basically guarantees the Slime Boss fight as well as the Tri-Sentries. Combust is a very similar thing to Fire Breathing, so I think Combust is the take here. Yeah. Combust also helps against Gremlin, Nob, and Lagavulin to some degree. So we'll go ahead and take that. We go to our first shop, chance at an Inflame. Hard to say no to that. If I was to not take an Inflame, it would be like a Battle Trance or a remove on a strike at this point, since we've added a few just base cards into the deck. Well, other strike pluses, if you will. We have Twin Strike already too, so Inflame is just that much better. We're always going to want the Inflame later. And it's also a chance of Cleave, I guess. Hadn't really mathed that out to see if that was available or not, but I'm going to say that we've already taken a Combust, so we kind of already have Cleave in the deck. We could still take it. We've only added in like 2 common attacks, so it wouldn't be terrible. It also helps, I guess, against, you know, Tri-Sentries and the Slime Boss too. Seems good. So this is our difficult fight, if you will. This is our 4th fight of the act. So close to a kill here. $14 plus 14. 12 plus 16. Yeah, we never have a kill here. Bummer. Still take 4. I mean, we're in a great spot. We can still upgrade a card at this campfire very easily. Oh, okay. Well, we'll take the Feel No Pain. This time around, we'll go ahead and take it. Ooh. Gremlin Nob, you say? Fortunately, that's our only card that exhausts, so we don't get a free 3 blocks somewhere throughout the fight. $21, $36, $48. 21, 36, 48. Good fight. Pick up a Darkstone Periapt and another chance at an early demon form. I feel very similarly about this demon form as I did in the last run. It's just kind of a dead card or a curse early on. Yeah. Tempting, I suppose. Okay, so our next elite is either going to be... Oh, we could take the Flaming Elite. Or 2 elites. It's either 2 elites or Flaming Elite, 2 campfires. We go through another combat or two, though. And the Darkstone Periap doesn't really help us at all for these combats. Maybe it ends up depending on what we get from this chest. Maybe. You know, oddly smooth stone doesn't really change much for me. It's a tough call. Against like Flaming Elite Tri-Sentries, I think we're totally fine with the Feel No Pain. I'm not scared of taking 2 elites here. It's just a matter of if I want to get the Flaming Elite out of the way for, say, for Act 2 and 3. Or if we need the tempo from 2 elites right now. I'm gonna go for the Flaming Elite, actually. Feels a little strange, but do you think it's correct? So we can either transform a strike at this point to make the deck a little more efficient at doing things other than just using a base strike, or get an upgrade. And if I was to upgrade a card, it would either be like the Wild Strike or the Twin Strike. I like the Twin Strike a lot with the Inflame. Makes it do 20 damage for 1, or 30 damage for 1 with Bash in play. And then getting Wild Strike upgraded, in my opinion, just makes it feel better as you go into the later game without an evolve. It becomes one of those things where it gets awkward to play against maybe a Chosen, where you're getting dazed cards into your draw pile, and then you're like, well, do I really want to add this wound into my draw pile too? I don't know. Sometimes. Also, just Cleave is pretty good. There's a chance this is Lagavulin, and I think the Twin Strike helps a lot against Lagavulin. Max HP Lagavulin, no less. Yikes. Well, at the very least, we get all our powers into play, which is something, I guess. Awkward Wild Strike number 1. So these are the three of the 5 cards we're drawing next turn. If we put the Lagavulin at 70 HP, it's not a kill next turn. It just gets it to half. We may end up having to use our Gambler's Brew to get through this fight. Nope. Pick up a Vajra for 1 strength. Thank you very much. A regen potion, and oh my goodness, the evolve. The combo is here. Thank you so much. You'll love to see it. Okay, so now we're just prepping for the Slime Boss fight. And what do we want upgraded against Slime Daddy? This one does have Slime Daddy right on the cover there. Ugh. May actually just want the Wild Strike at this point. Yeah. Especially with the evolve. You evolve. You know, I very rarely upgrade evolve, which feels kind of strange to me. It seems like a great upgrade target. But I don't know, I struggle with when to upgrade it over something else. It's just kind of awkward. Oh my god. A white bee statue. The fact that white bee statue shows up as much as it does, I don't know. It feels a bit broken to me. It's so good. Okay, this is our last upgrade before Slime Daddy here. We could take a bash. Good evening. Or good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are, I suppose. Welcome back. We'd have everyone out this evening to help me along. I think we've got a pretty good run started here with +1 dex, +1 strength as base relics. Just deciding what to upgrade before the slime boss. Having bash upgraded is kind of always good too. Can help a lot with that first phase. Yeah, I think so. If we draw this on turn 1, we're gonna want it. It's true, like, upgrading Cleave, that's exactly true. Like, upgrading Cleave for Act 2, since we're lacking AoE damage in that instance, is pretty good. We do have Combust as well. So if we didn't have the Combust upgraded, it was probably Cleave. But I'm hoping with just the Combust and Cleave, we're good on AoE damage, and we don't have to get it upgraded. Time will tell. Okay. Take 38 damage here. My. I guess I shouldn't be surprised since we added no defense to this deck, but you know, it's a lot of damage. $32, 47, 54. We could Fire Potion. Honestly, I don't know if we'll need to. Like, we get a decent split and we have Combust in play with Cleave, Wild Strike coming around. This seems good enough. Well, hold on, we have Combust in play. I was like, we could min-max this regen potion, but we take 1 damage here, we take 1 damage next turn, so we gain +1 HP total. It's worth it. Pick up an Explosive Potion and a chance at a Reaper with Inflame already in the deck. Sure. We don't need defense. We just need to go face. Chance at a Sacred Bark with White Beast Statue. That is hard to pass up. Or we could take, you know, Sozu. White Beast Statue. No, we won't do that. Also just Astrolabe to get rid of 3 strikes at this point. 1 vote Sozu. Well, fortunately for me, democracy does not rule here. I appreciate the suggestion. Gotta think outside the box. That does increase the difficulty of the run, and people do like watching difficult runs. I'm going to say no, though. Dane is ruled by the Zane. Ooh. Wow, that's an incredible Act 3. So if we start here, we have 3 events into a second combat. And we have Campfire, Elite, Campfire, Elite, Campfire, Elite. Then we go another event into only our 3rd guaranteed combat of the act. This could still be in the easy pool of Act 2 combats by the time we get to the end, and that's through 3 elites. Now, we don't have a shop, and we have 224 Spire bucks. So that is a huge downside with all these strikes still in the deck. Maybe, if we upgrade Evolve and get some more status cards in the deck somehow with like a Power Through, that's a pseudo removal of strikes in that we're drawing extra cards. Maybe. It's just a thought. Hey, Video Game Despot. Back to you as well. We do have to keep in mind just how little defense this deck has, though. We always cleave here, right? We always cleave and defend. We could, I mean, we should be using some of these potions. Like using the Explosive Potion here is pretty good. It's also amazing to save Explosive Potion for the Tri-Slavers. This is 60 damage on this Explosive Potion for Tri-Slavers. Also turn 1 Gremlin Leader, I guess. I would really like to save that for here. Which means maybe we just use the Fire Potion on one of these nerds. Twin Strike coming around for this last bird, because this bird is going to start doing significant damage next turn. We have basically no defense coming around. So the options are to kill this one and deal with these 2 for the next 2 turns, or deal with this one later, since it's not doing any damage. I think I'm going to choose to deal with this one next turn. It's very possible it just hits us for 12, and I'm sad about it. Finish the grand finale pot, or VOD today. It is very fun. I went back and reviewed that run sometime later, and what I found was that I actually messed up on, I think it's turn 1 in that fight, to where I missed it was like 6 or 7 damage on dash. Alright. I may have messed that up. Anyway, on the very last turn of that combat, I was almost short exactly 6-ish damage or something like that, meaning that my turn 1 miss of a very small amount of damage may have almost cost me that run, but ultimately it didn't, so all's well that ends well. Anyway, it was a very fun run. Drawing. Only ever a single strike. So pulling back Twin Strike does it never knocks this bird out of the sky. Said, probably our best damage. Yeah, I didn't want to use the Exploding Pot. Trying to save this in case we go against, oh my god, against Tri-Slavers. So that's the idea with the Explosive Pot anyway. I don't think we need another Wild Strike. I did say earlier that we were looking for a reason to upgrade Evolve to help cycle through the deck, but if we take another Wild Strike, it's the same problem I was talking about with Wild Strike earlier, is where the status card ends up. Same as Reckless Charge, so the wound goes to our draw pile. So if we haven't drawn through and played Evolve yet, it's just bad still. We want things, like I said, power through, immolate, whatever, that throws status cards either into our hand or our discard pile. Transform a strike. Oh my. With Dark Embrace. Almost have, like, the full combo. Kind of. I don't think we ever kill next turn, even if we pull back a cleave with Headbutt. We'll just not. I do not have an exclamation point stats. I realize that I probably should at some point, but I haven't been keeping track. So that's the other problem. Okay. Let's see, we might have a kill here. 18, 20, 18, 23, 46. Not quite. I guess we do have a kill if we just play Combust. Oh no, that's quite alright. Mostly, my fault for not having it in place. Pick up a Distilled Chaos, a chance at a second Twin Strike. I don't think so. I mean, we do have the Inflame, but we need something better than cards that are just better than Strike at this point. We have like a lot of nice exhaust combo cards without the important parts of that combo to actually make it work. I mean, some defensive cards would be pretty cool too. You know, just a Shrug It Off, an Impervious. There's a Shrug It Off. Power Through, yes. Yeah, it's always Power Through. Good old 8 times 3. We have basically no way to deal with this this mob at all. Good stuff. Oh, it plays 6 cards. That's right. I was like, why are we playing so many cards? It's because we have Sacred Bark makes Distilled Chaos play 6 cards instead of just 3. Good stuff. Yeah, as many as of you know, I am still in the hunt for my first ever Dead Branch Corruption. I've never had the combo before. I know it's amazing. I just have I've never gotten it before, so I try and I try and I try. I think my run that went live on YouTube today was the run where I got a very early Corruption and we got a shovel as well, so I was just like digging and trying to find this stupid stick the entire time, and we never did. But we tried. Ralphicus, good evening to you as well. Welcome back. I think we're in a pretty good spot. May just be a power through for the defense, since that's our block card right now. Is power through. Upgrading Reaper doesn't seem to matter that much right now. Upgrading Reaper is kind of block in a sense, but even on Gremlin Leader or Tri-Slavers, this is probably only ever +3 healing. So I don't really like it. At least not right now. Do the power through. I'm telling you, I'm trying so hard to make Dead Branch Corruption a thing. I'm playing a lot more... Sorry. Playing a lot more Ironclad than I was in the past. So I'm trying to make it happen. It's just not quite in the stars. Wait, Swift Potion, chance at an Iron Wave plus. I don't think so. I have heard of the Necronomicon Infinite. So let me just talk about Iron Wave for a second. Iron Wave is not good, but we do have +1 strength, +1 dex by default. So this is 8 and 8, and we just picked up an Ornamental Fan. So this is one of our 3 attacks we would need to play to actually proc it. So that's like the only... and we don't have any block cards. Maybe we do take it. Just because. 8 and 8 for 1. Like, that's okay. We're at the point in the game where we're always getting attacked. Sure. I guess I talked myself into it. Now we're only ever fighting the Book of Stabbing or Gremlin Leader. We have another campfire up there, so... I think my biggest unknown right now is how we deal with the Book of Stabbing. I guess we have a weak potion for 6 turns of weak. Maybe that alone is how we deal with it. We could also upgrade our Shrug It Off here for some extra insurance against that boss. Yeah, do Shrug. I'm feeling unsure of this deck right now. It's doing pretty well, but who knows? Who knows? Okay, take 2 or use our weak potion this turn. So it's a question of if we ever kill the Book of Stabbing over the next 6 turns to make the weak potion worth it here. I think the answer is probably. Probably. Or at least, maybe the answer is just hopefully. Yikes. Ooh. Iron Wave. 8 and 11 for 1 energy. Seems good. Me math. 22, 32, 42. Wait. 22, 32, 45. We are short on damage. We would need to pull something useful to survive. probably exactly power through. So we draw 6 with Swift Potion. We currently only draw 4 cards. So we kind of need to decide if we're always playing Twin Strike. After a Bash or Power Through? I don't think Bash saves us here. This goes to how much? 30? 30, 32, 42. Yeah, Bash doesn't save us here because we don't have enough energy. We could just pull back something with Headbutt and then draw it with Swift Potion. So we could pull back the Shrug It Off to guarantee that block. That blocks for 12. We still die. We'd have to find like 5 more blocks somewhere in there. Twin Strike Headbutt. Ooh, is that it? 22. Oh god. 35. Yeah. I suppose, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Found the power through, though. 2-2, we got a Captain's Wheel. And a Speed Potion for our troubles as well. Oh my. It's at a Carnage Plus, an Exhume Plus, and an Infernal Blade Plus. So let's check what we can exhume here. We have, like, the full exhaust combo. Without, like, the good parts of the combo. We've got, like, all the supporting pieces with none of the meat. We need something else that's going to help us through. Exhume does cost 0, so sometimes that makes it worth it enough, but the only card that we have that exhausts right now is Reaper. It's a good thing to exhume back, but we don't have the strength scaling. Like, we don't have the limit breaks or anything to make the Reaper heal worth it going into a fight like Champ. And I don't know if we found the pieces we need to actually beat Champ yet. I think Carnage is that piece we need either. The only reason to take a card like Infernal Blade would be a free proc on Ornamental Fan. I don't think that's good enough. Passing Exhume Plus, though, feels so mean. So disrespectful. All right. Combust. So this is only 12 damage. Bummer. Sometimes we get to Reaper here, I guess. Ooh. I don't think we can because we don't want to take the weak and frail. So this would be 8, 15 damage between Combust and Reaper. Really don't want to take this frail and weak. Poor guy. My dude, that is a lot of damage. So we currently block for 1420. Being hit for a number so big I can't even count that high. We can use our Speed Potion, I suppose. I think we have to. If we don't and we just block, we run the risk of just dying to combust over some time. We're doing a really good job of killing these gremlins with Combust. We are not doing a good job of getting damage on the actual gremlin leader here, though. Oh, Bash fell off. 22. Nice. Really solid fight in the end. Pick up a strength potion for +4 strength. Shockwave plus. Bottled Flame to start every single fight with an attack in our hand. I've done this before with something like an Immolate plus towards the beginning of Act 2. That worked really well. I don't think we have anything that we really want to have in our opening hand every single time here, though. We'll skip. Okay, this is I think this is a room for improvement event in Slay the Spire. One of my, not complaints, but one of my things that I hate about this event is if we click through, here's our continue button. So if you click one too many times, you click stop on accident. I don't think I've ever done that, but I've gotten close. So, you know, I just feel like this shouldn't be like this. You're a victim of clicking stop? I'm here to advocate for you. Oh, baby. He's done it. Necronomicon. The first attack played each turn that costs 2 or more is played twice. On pickup, obtain a special curse. Where's the candle? Please. Yeah, it's one of those mistakes you hopefully just make once. Hopefully. I think we'll for sure need the strength pot against Champ. We actually drew our wound right away. It's fine. And I see a candle Necronomicers as an infinite. Sounds pretty good. We have not picked up our evolve yet. There it is. We have 3 days in our draw pile, so I think we actually evolve first here. Didn't really help. You gotta love this event, this combat, when you do have evolve and feel no pain, though. Feels good, man. I pick up an attack potion, chance to disarm, fire breathing, or sentinel. So it is disarm plus. I've done the fire breathing evolve thing before, and it's never really worked. Also, shout out to Sentinel Plus being the part of the exhaust combo we can't do. Like, Disarm Plus is always good. We know Disarm Plus is always good. Fire Breathing is conditional, and it forces us to draw through our entire deck, basically, before it's useful. We do have the Evolve, and Power Through, basically, which make the kit work. And that almost alone pushes you to upgrading the Evolve so you can proc the fire breathing even more. So I guess the question is, what do we need to be champ? Because that's where we're at right now. I think the disarm scales so well that I'd like to have it here. Like I said, the Heart Fight, the Act 4 elites, it helps against Time Eater, Awakened One. Sometimes it does something against Donu and Deka. Helps a lot against like Reptomancer and Nemesis. I think Disarm Plus is too good not to take. And this upgrade just kind of feels bad because we don't really have anything. Upgrading Reaper isn't great, but it's one of the few things we have that procs with Necronomicon, so it doubles the healing from it. So it goes from basically 5 to 10 no matter what, or if we have it upgraded, it would be what? Well, this is 6 since we have +1 strength. So that would be, this would put this at 9 with Inflame, or 18 healing from all enemies. It's okay. Alternatively, we could just upgrade something like Headbutt or Cleave for the flat damage. Does not spark much joy, though. We'll do the Reaper, mostly for Act 3 things. I get to kind of question whether or not I want to play Combust in this fight. This is going to be a longer fight, I think. We do have 8 strength already, and like I said, Necronomicon doesn't really hit anything, except for Reaper. And we have an upgraded Reaper with Necronomicon. Maybe that does make Combust worth it alone. Playing Dark Embrace mostly to get it out of the draw pile. I thought we were going to get Shockwave there, which is why I actually did the Shockwave. Well. Or did the Disarm, rather. You know what I mean. I'll go ahead and say that the Combust has not been entirely productive. Okay, so I think we're being made weakened here. So if we were to push the champ below half HP here, and next turn was a buffing turn, that means by the time the champ is attacking next, we would be vulnerable on the multi-attack turn, so we would have to kill champ over 3 turns. So it's kind of a question of if we can do roughly 300 damage over 3 turns, and I think the answer is probably no. And we do quite a lot of damage here, but like I said, we'll be made weak here. Where's the copy? You think fire breathing would be enough, though? I'm not convinced. Maybe it was correct to play Attack Potion and get a 2-cost attack to proc Necronomicon? It maybe be a thing. Because the alternative to playing nothing here is to wait 1 to 2 turns doing nothing. Yes. Does Necronomicon proc the 0-cost attack pot card? It does not. So that's why Necronomicon also works with Snecko Eye really well, because your 1-cost retreat. Alright, I'll change it. Hold on. So if Snecko Eye makes your 1-cost or 0-cost attacks 2, it will then proc Necronomicon. So you'll see here, we're going to go all in, basically. It does not make them double up, as you saw. Turns out that looked pretty good. So Carnage alone is 40 damage, and then we have Combust to deal with the Metallicize. So I think bringing back Carnage is always a win. I think. We'll see. This doesn't work right. 18... 25. Oh. We're on 40. Oh well. No Reaper. Duplication Potion. That's just silly. Bark for the win, indeed. I don't understand those who are underestimating Sacred Bark as a relic. I mean, hello. I mean, we had White Beast statue. It was a pretty easy take, in my opinion. All right, retreat has usurped retreat from the throne, but the value has been increased by 1,000. So there you are. Yeah, the goalposts have been moved. All right, chance at a barricade, a brutality, and an exhume again. This might be a skip or a brutality. I like brutality a lot when we get to 4 energy, so we have the means to play additional cards. I mean, extra card draw is always good, but we also have Evolve for that. Like, we could just upgrade our Evolve, and it'll kind of do what Brutality does over some time. We could, yeah, it's true. We could exhume Disarm now. And we can also exhume our Reaper as well. Maybe that is worth it enough. Yeah, I like that. Oh. All right, chance at a Snecko Eye. We are only on 3 energy, though. So, you know. can also ruin this Reaper thing that we're trying to do to double up Reaper. We basically want Reaper at 3 cost. We can pretty safely just take a Velvet Choker as well. Yeah, Coffee Dripper could be the take with the Necronomicon Reaper thing that we have going. And Exhume. Might be enough. Really tough choice. I mean, these are the two kind of top choices that you love to see on the Ironclad. Live the dream. We'll take the Coffee Dripper here. Go against the Time Eater first. So we have our Emerald Key piece already. Our path is not predetermined for us. However, we have not been to a shop in some time. Don't really love our shop locations. My initial instinct was to stick to the left here. We have Combat, Combat, Elite, Campfire, Elite, Campfire, and then another Elite towards the end. If we want to go through a shop, which we really do, we're going to have to go to this one. So we're taking a few combats into a shop, Elite, awkward kind of Campfire, Campfire, something else kind of thing. Maybe we end up going to a second shop. I kind of doubt it, though. But let's aim for the shop. We have a lot of money, a lot of Spire bucks to spend. Oops, look at that. All right. How do I do this? Okay. All right, now we can play the game. All right, we'll have our Captain's Wheel for this turn. Maybe I shouldn't have brought back the Shrug It Off, actually. Oh, well. Basically just want all 3 of them within Reaper range. This turn is awful. Okay. I mean, we get Reaper next turn, but both of these are putting block up, so I don't think it's worth it to keep this one alive. Sometimes it is, like if we get Exhume. The Vulnerable is also wearing off, so we don't get full value from the Reaper, which we kind of need with the Coffee Dripper. Okay, I'm going to split the difference and kill this one. Sure. Ooh, True Grit works. Not trading that much monies. Oh my. Okay. I don't think we... So we could add the drop kick since we have Shockwave and Double Bash, but I don't really respect drop kick as a card, to be honest. Liquid Memories. Choose 2 cards in your discard pile and return them to your hand. They cost 0 this turn. So this could be our means to get Reaper back. It does cost 0, so it doesn't get doubled up with Necronomicon. Sometimes it's good. Maybe it's better than Strength Pot. Maybe we need Strength Pot to deal with Reptomancer and Giant Head, though. Duplication Potion is maybe the worst, but we can duplicate, like, Shrug It Off and Power Throughs. So I still think we need it. Let's pass on that. Wow. Good stuff. Okay. So we removed a strike and got a defend upgraded. I guess it's something. Gonna remove another strike here and then look to pick up something. Maybe Meat on the Bone? Probably. With the Coffee Dripper, just in case Reaper doesn't hit, like it hasn't been. Like, Sever Soul sometimes works, but I don't think it's worth building into at this point, even though we have, like, Dark Embrace and Feel No Pain. Yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah, Warcry did help exhaust some cards. That is for sure. Ooh. Hi. What value? And I think we keep Reaper around to draw it sometime in the future if we happen to need it. Which we probably will. Ouch. Have Evolve in place, so Wild Strike's not so bad. Now we really do want the Reaper for next turn. Can pop back up to full and get very close to a kill on the Reptomancer herself. The boy genius has done it again. Ooh, Battle Trance is a thing. Yeah, I had, I set up, it was like a perfect calculation on the meat on the bone if we needed it. Otherwise, it was just top deck Reaper. I had a masterful plan in play, I think. Yeah, what are the final pieces we need? So I agree, some form of scaling, basically. Whether that be Demon Form, and remember, I think we passed on Demon Form somewhere within the first 10 floors. I don't remember exactly where. Omega Weapon, dude, welcome back. It's been going pretty well. This is only I think this is technically the second run of the evening, so you're in at a good time. Proxnal, thank you very much for the follow. Okay, so this fight's a small problem with the lack of scaling thing we were talking about. Combust is usually always worth it, though. Dude, it's a good time. It's a good time for some couch potatoing. This is my version of couch potatoing, is sitting here with all of you, chatting about Slay the Spire. That's a good time. Can't complain. But yeah, we'll see how this run goes. Yikes. I'm not sure if I don't know. We'll see how it goes, I guess, is all I can say. I'm not entirely sure we're set up for success here. Ouch. But time will tell. Pretty good. Pop back up to 74 HP. Chance at a ghostly armor and an upgraded True Grit as well. With all of these status cards in the deck, I think that's probably worth it. Dark Embrace, Feel No Pain. Yeah. Ghostly armor is pretty okay too. If we had more strength scaling, we could do the Sword Boomerang. Maybe. Yeah, that's too bad. Our Sapphire Key over the Eternal Feather. Eternal Feather procs. I mean, it works really well with Coffee Dripper, but it procs when you go to Act 4, which is where I like it the most. So you're never deciding between, like, that's kind of awkward. Do I want 10 more HP, or do I want the upgrade here? You're always at full HP going into the Act 4 elites. I'm thinking about the Time Eater fight, and like one of the more difficult parts about the Time Eater is we get those slimed cards in our deck. So to deal with those, we can upgrade Evolve to draw more cards, or we could upgrade Dark Embrace. We haven't been able to get Dark Embrace into play largely because of its 2 energy cost. So making it 1 would make it more playable. And then with Dark Embrace in play, we could just get rid of the slimed cards. But I still think Evolve is the better upgrade. And also just getting Feel No Pain upgraded seems good too. But I'm pretty convinced we'll do the Evolve first. I don't know if it's worth... oh my god. Okay. I was going to say I don't know if it's worth going for the Reaper, but we may not have a choice. Chance at a skill pot, and there is the upgraded fire breathing. Alternatively, we could take a second battle trance. It's so awkward. All right, I'm gonna give it another chance because I can't say no to meme things. All right, let me look at this this map. So either we take an event and 2 combats or an elite and 2 combats. We're either going against Giant Head or Nemesis. I agree. Like, the damage for 1 energy is for sure worth it by taking fire breathing. The issue with fire breathing is more like drawing it and then playing it. Like, is it worth the draw? I guess. But in this instance, I don't think there's anything else that we're trying to do. Like, if we had a demon form and fire breathing was getting in the way of playing demon form earlier, that could be an issue. Maybe. But this is probably worth it. With the power through, and then the Wild Strike is still providing some decent value for us as well. Let's go for the elite. For those of you who don't know, this is my least favorite fight in the game. I was just complaining about this fight earlier on Terrence's stream. It's where I sometimes go to complain. No, not that often. But I so firmly believe that this fight should be removed from the game. Dude. So I guess we're relying on Combust plus Fire Breathing to get us through this fight. I think. Oh my god. This is what just makes me so mad about this fight. I cannot even handle it. So okay, so I don't like people who just complain about things without actually offering solutions. So the reason why I so strongly hate the spaghetti monster here is because, at least in my opinion, it's very anti-Slay the Spire, because when you hit it, the attacks are, we don't have Involve in play, are randomized. So there's no pattern here. We're not trying to outwit the spaghetti monster. We're just hoping RNG falls into our favor a lot of the times. And at least in my opinion, that's very against what makes Slay the Spire an amazing game. So that I struggle with. So, like, ideally, I came up with a solution earlier. Oh, one other thing. Let me mention at least what I would do to this fight is two things. So I often just say remove it from the game, but I'll offer a different solution. Either one, this fight should never add a curse to your deck. There's no other fight like that. There's no other fight which permanently adds a card to your deck. That should not be a thing, ever. All other card additions to your deck are choices or risks or something to that effect. So why this fight adds a parasite to your deck, it makes absolutely no sense. There's an event where in the higher ascensions, if you open the coffer, you have a 100% chance to gain a Writhe Curse, but you get a relic. There's many, many events where there's a risk assessment and you can make an analysis based on that. Having this monster randomly add a card to your deck is just bad. So here's my solution. The Writhing Mass should attack in a revolving pattern. So say you want to keep the it gets hit. Let me kill this guy first. It gets hit thing. So it gets hit, it changes its attack. Okay, well, make that cyclical. Like, make the attacks in a pattern so you know that when you hit it, if you have enough game knowledge, if you take the time to learn the fight, you can use that advantage to say, oh, I don't want to take 38 damage. I want to take the vulnerable instead. So I'll hit him once. Cool. Or let's say you want to keep the parasite effect in there. Make that part of that circle so you know, oh, I don't want to take this parasite, but if I hit him, the next attack in the cycle is 38 damage because I'm vulnerable. You can make an assessment based on that. You can actually do this as a normal Slay the Spire fight. What makes this fight so bad is that it's completely random. If I hit the Writhing Mass here, I have no idea what's going to come up next, so I can't even plan around it. If you think about, like, I think this game has fantastic design. It keeps me coming back time and time and time again. The more every single time I sit down here and play this game, I learn something more, and I have hundreds of hours in this game, soon approaching 1,000. Why the hell is this fight random? It makes no sense at all. So that's why I say remove it from the game. It's not just to be whiny. It's because I do not think that it fits the rest of the game. It makes no sense. But anyway, the rest of the game is beautiful. You don't see the Writhing Mass every time you play. Like, I'm not just trying to scream into a microphone right now or whine into a microphone. Like, I think there's an actual solution there. I just don't think it should be in the game right now in its current state. We do this. Maybe do this. Anyway, moving on with our game here. You cannot get multiple parasites in one fight. However, if you fight more than one Writhing Mass throughout Act 3, you can get multiple parasites throughout multiple fights. So it's like one per fight, basically. This is almost full value. I think I'm just going to take this. It's like close enough. The next time we draw Reaper, we may not end on a turn where we can actually do anything against the Nemesis, so seems worth it. I wish it reached the devs. I've thought about just making a Reddit post, but the thing that I really don't want is to make it seem, like I said earlier, like I'm just yelling into the void for the sake of yelling into the void. So I want to make sure my argument is at least solid before I get anywhere close to making a Reddit post. We can bash Twin Strike here for 4 block. Block the burns, we take 3. That's a pretty good play. The only other alternative is to Battle trance. We could just battle trance now for 2. Maybe we bash first, just in case. Okay, it got very slightly worse. That's fine. We have some block here we could go through. Yeah. Nice. All right. So Nemesis, I don't know if it doesn't really need to be said, but it's gone well. Super solid fight with the fire breathing pickup. If we hadn't picked up fire breathing, maybe it would have gone differently. I don't know. Rupture Combust is certainly a thing. Combust is our only source of taking HP loss from a card. It is upgraded, so it costs 0. It's not really the strength scaling we're looking for. We may just need it at this point. But here's Reckless Charge as well. So shuffle a Dazed card into your draw pile. Reckless Charge, just like I was saying earlier with Wild Strike, only really good after we get Evolve and stuff into play. Plus the block, or the Dazed card does exhaust with Feel No Pain. If I could start the combat with Reckless Charge in my discard pile, I think this would be better. Yeah, Rupture feels very silly to take with just Combust. But we have no other strength scaling. Costs 0, though. Maybe that's good enough. I like the Essence of Steel with Sacred Bark going into the Time Eater fight quite a lot. I think he starts out by hitting for 8 times 3. So there's a good chance that Essence of Steel hits a nice breakpoint with our upgraded Shrug It Off and power through if we just get 1 block on turn 1. It's pretty good. I don't really know, again, what we're trying to Duplication Potion. We could actually Duplication Potion like Fire Breathing. Or the, that'd be kind of fun for the Time Eater fight. Maybe that means we get rid of the Strength Potion. I don't know, though. Man, the bottom half of our deck, we have added, like, basically no attacks since... Oh, no, we added Iron Wave, I guess. The last attack was, like, Iron Wave, Reaper, Headbutt. This is the weirdest, strangest thing that's, like, somehow kind of maybe working. All right, I'm going to go this route. Not sure if it's correct or not, but... May actually need the Essence of Steel here. Hit for 37. Let's do this. So if we always evolve, do we ever feel no pain? Probably. Yeah, Rupture Reaper. So we're already at +6 strength already. It's not so bad. Fire breathing only works after we play power through. So we could bash, Iron Wave. It's our best block right now. Block for 19. Between fire breathing and just... Honestly, we could like headbutt and maybe... No, we don't kill next turn. Though we could headbutt back Reaper. That seems better. And we do. It was better. Pick up a fire potion. Chance to shrug it off. Plus. Yeah. I like that a lot. All right, time, dude. That snacky boy. Don't think we do this. Well, maybe I was meant to play that. Probably not. Okay, so here's where we play 3 cards. We'll just do damage. So yeah, getting the Rupture Combust into play very early has basically already made up for missing out on the Strength Potion. That said, our draws have not sparked joy. This is not very good. We're getting hit for 46 here. Like, Exhume Disarm here is okay. It's better than taking all this damage at this point. I just don't know if the negative strength carries over. Sometimes it does. I think this is worth it. Get a bunch of block too, I guess. Maybe that matters. This is our discard pile. I don't know if we have anything left to bring back. To power through. I figured the status cards with the draw reduction, the status cards with an upgraded evolve are nice. Sorry, distracted. The status cards with draw reduction allow us to get that draw back and then some. So with as much as we've been debuffed this fight, I think it's necessary. So we're basically always playing 12 cards this turn. We'll do Reaper, and then we can play 2 more cards. So it's either Battle Trance, power through, or we get Fire Breathing down for next turn. Or we could just do, like... We kind of have to get Fire Breathing down. Oh, Oh, I totally forgot about Dark Embrace. That was lucky. Let's please give me those wounds. Ironclad, first of his name. I don't remember Daenerys' entire line. You get it. You know what I'm going for. Nice. How much damage is this? I don't think we have lethal. This is 54, 79, not 179. Yeah, I'm pretty jazzed for the spin-offs for the Game of Thrones series, though. I'm more excited for those than I was for the end of the last one. Like me and everyone else. Ooh. Cool. The spin-offs are not directed by D&D. One is like for the Targaryens before... It's like a prequel series about the Targaryens, which sounds pretty good. And I think the other series is following the Stark children. Because, you know, at the end of Game of Thrones, they all get on the boat and they're like, we're sailing off to adventure. And the series just kind of cuts to black somewhere around there. It's just gone. Like, oh, but wait, where are you going? Stay tuned. Both got canned? No way. Don't tell me this. I had not heard that news. Okay, so let me think about this. So with disarm, exhume, disarm, we have 6 strength down. What? The Targaryen one was the one that I was actually excited about. I don't know how much I care about these Stark children anymore. What? The worst news I've gotten all day. Anyway. Okay, so I should think about this a little more. We could also duplication potion the disarm if we wanted to play additional powers. So we could do like inflame, combust, leave with some defense in there. Yeah, you can post a link. I think the biggest issue we're going to run into this fight is with draw. So we need to actually draw through to that disarm before the multi-attack, basically, or we might just die. But combust feels necessary with the strength scaling from rupture and stuff. Do not play a video. Oh, this was just late October. I don't feel bad for missing this. Well, let's just pretend that one was going to be the bad one. you know, Arya still has to go find Needle, because remember she like put it in a rock somewhere? That's got to come up. At some point. Which I'm okay with. She can go find Needle. That's a cool little adventure. I'm on board. Good. Draw last was a little spooky there. All right. So toot toot, we got the captain's wheel. We can do our duplication potion on both disarm and fire breathing if we really do want to do the fire breathing to kill the bird with arms thing. That does mean we're playing 2 additional powers though against the bird with arms. So that would put the strength back at 4, and we're not drawing through to the exhume for some time anyway. And we really want to get these other powers into play too. And rupture? Oh my god. Alright, we might have to decide. I think I for sure want to do this, though. We need to play like all these powers. We have 3 curses yet to go. I mean, the fire breathing value is pretty huge. Yeah, I think headbutt back on the Reaper for next turn seems important. I mean, we could also just double headbutt, and we could headbutt back Reaper and exhume. Which means that we get the strength down on the bird with arms next turn. And basically a full heal, or close enough. Kinda like that. We did too much damage. Okay. Say you don't matter as much. Rupture can wait. I think we get rid of Parasite because the Evolve doesn't proc off the curses. We just want the wounds and stuff in our deck. Man, with the combust and fire breathing, this is kind of some cool effects going on. 14, 28. Don't think I've ever built into anything quite like this before. Oh my. Don't get Feel No Pain down. We're drawing a fair amount of block, though. I think this is a good turn to pass the bird over. He's got spooky eyes. Really? So I don't have a lot of wounds. Let's get rid of that. This is incredible. You'll love to see it. I mean, as far as I can tell, the rest of the fight should largely be on autopilot. Can't imagine something going wrong at this point, but you know, that's exactly when they get you. Sure. We're doing it. We're going to the 4th act. We're gonna make it. Sadly, it's almost over. Oh, it is over. Oh man, Omega Weapon usurping the throne from retreat. All hail the ruler of chat. Omega Weapon. So whenever anyone takes the throne, the goalposts are moved. Like 7,000 Dane bucks. Usurp the throne now. Okay, so this is what's left to upgrade in the deck. I think it's just Dark Embrace for the cost reduction. It has been a sticking point so far. All right, chance at a potion here, which I really like. Also, Dark Shackles. We can't afford both. Don't bend the knee. Well, you don't have to. Just, you know, could. You can think about dual wield. We could double up some of these powers, potentially. Like, doubling up the attacks don't really matter outside of the context of maybe a Reaper, and we have the Exhume for that. The one thing I think we're missing here is the removal of artifact from the heart after it puts 2 charges of artifact on itself. We can just bash it away, but something like an uppercut would be interesting there. They do have a Dracarys. Ooh. Let's take the True Grit. We have a lot of exhaust synergies going right now, and I think we want this block potion. Like, the Dark Shackles was really tempting for the multi-attacks on this fight and on the hard fight. Dude, this is an amazing evolve on turn 1. But the block potion is going to save us a lot of HP on, like, turn 2 here, I think. Actually take 0 damage. That's amazing. Okay, so Reaper does basically nothing here since they have all that block up. Like Feel No Pain, True Grit for some block, and then we probably just use the block potion. Yikes. It would actually do nothing, yes. Bring back True Grit or Bash for next turn. We have Captain's Wheel next turn, so maybe True Grit isn't as important. Sometimes that goes off. Ouch. Now our only way to turn is the Bash, so I guess we just Bash Shockwave. You can choose to exhume back the Shockwave, but I don't think we do that. Like, Shockwave is going to be our best block card over the next couple turns. Yeah. It's got to be that. We don't pull that stuff back. Okay. I guess we could have turned with Fire Potion too, but... Help. Turns out our very slow deck is slow to do things. Hey. So this is 24 damage coming in. With Battle Trance, we always draw Power Through, but we shuffle the deck. We do it anyway, though. This is 4 block on its own. We could choose to take 2 damage here to get more damage down on the spear. Ideally, we would have gone for this one first. We could do 30... 43. Don't quite have a kill. Unless we use the Fire Potion. I think that's worth it, though. Like, the Fire Potion doesn't... Use some famous last words here and say that the Fire Potion on the Heart Fight doesn't matter quite as much. Okay. So now we're just looking for our Reaper to help get some HP back. No! Oh, no. We've done too much. Alright. We'll take our 1 HP. Oh, God. Alright, give me that Power Through. This is our way to beat the heart, I guess. And turn 1 is pretty weak, honestly. Take our Art of War proc. And... Okay. It's pretty worried we were just gonna be dead there on that turn, but it looks like we're gonna power through this turn at least. So we always do this. Okay, do we always Dark Embrace? Probably. So if we Dark Embrace, we want to play 4 energy worth of stuff. Well, we don't have to cleave. And we're always doing this. I don't think energy pot for a single defend is worth it. Ouch. Yeah, this is pretty awful. We're through both of our power throughs, so we're maybe just dead in 2 turns. Wow. Okay. So we could use our energy potion here. Like, next turn does not look so great either. And Rupture hasn't had time to give us a lot of extra strength. So we're just on +4. Also don't have Inflame into play. We get 26 HP back just from Reaper. This... Okay. What? Okay. Oh, we don't have Evolve into play. Dang it. All right. Well, we always do this plus this. Okay. We procced meat on the bone. Something. No, we have a lot of wounds. Let's get rid of some of those. Yeah, we gotta dig through to some block here. A lot of block here. This is how much? 90 damage incoming? Oh. Yeah, we have no way to apply weak. At best, we draw True Grit, right? Sad face. The heart got the best of us. It was a really fun run anyway. I haven't really had one quite like that before on the Ironclad. Thank you, Tripper, for the follow, by the way, there at the end. It was a cool Bird with Arms fight anyway, and I don't think, like, the Act 4 Elites fight didn't go great, but it was okay. I think the Act 4 Elites Not getting the Reaper off was especially punishing. Maybe there's a world where using the fire potion on the shield was incorrect, but I doubt it.